Close the Window on Hunger is a national campaign to raise 2.5 million pounds of food this summer in 80 cities, including Albuquerque. And here to tell us about the campaign are Don Swope with Champion Windows and Sonia Warwick of the Roadrunner Food Bank. So nice to have you both here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
You said that in unison.
I know, we didn't mean
Great
to.
minds think alike, right? Well, Don, first tell us a little bit about how Champion Windows Close the Window on Hunger campaign is coming together. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, a little over a year ago, our Colorado Springs office found out that during the summer months, when there are no school lunch programs, basically a lot of these kids go hungry.
Wow.
And so as a result of that, they got involved down there with a local food bank and began to raise money and and food for these local food banks. The other problem is that during the summer months, most of us think about these type of programs at Christmas time and Thanksgiving.
Right. Holidays.
But during the summer when we're on vacation and we're out in our yards and we're doing a lot of things, we don't think about that stuff.
Good point.
And so that was when Champion decided to get involved. And then as a result of what happened in Colorado Springs, they decided to make this a national program this summer with all of our affiliate offices. And of course the goal of 2.5 million pounds of food.
That's fantastic. So, okay, so Champion wanted to get involved. How did you actually make that happen?
Well, basically, we know a lot about windows. We know a lot about a lot of products like that. But when it comes to food, we don't know how to get food to people.
Right.
So our national company got involved and started hooking up with the food banks across the country in an affiliated office that, I forget what they call the organization. She knows this better than I do. But they picked that organization because they could be a national program, and then the way we're doing it basically is with every appointment we run, we donate 50 pounds of food, and then with every purchase that a customer makes from us, we donate another 100 pounds of food.
Wow, that's great.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
It sure is. Well, Sonia, how is the Roadrunner Food Bank relieving hunger? I mean, what are they doing specifically?
Sure. So we've been around for 30 years, and here most people know us in the metro area, but we actually do serve a large portion of New Mexico.
Oh, great.
And the important thing to remember is, people are hungry every single day of the year.
That's right.
On a weekly basis, we're touching the lives of 40,000 different New Mexicans.
Wow.
To put that in perspective for you, that's like feeding the size of the city of Farmington every single week.
That's incredible.
And the sad thing is, as Don mentioned, is a lot of the people who we're helping are children. 40% of people that we serve are children, people under 18.
Breaks your heart, right?
A lot of, they can't go out and get a job, and so we see summer hunger really increase because these kids are out of school, and especially for low-income families, they no longer have those meals to rely on at school. And so what does a family do when their budget is very strapped, very tight as it is?
Sure, it puts a strain on the family, and then it puts the suffering on the kids, and it's nobody's fault. And I would imagine in these tough economic times, it's only getting worse. Have you seen a change recently?
Well, I would tell you probably in the last 2 to 3 years, we've been seeing huge demand for food assistance programs. We've been seeing upwards between 30 and 50% depending on the part of the state.
Wow.
And what do you do if you're a food pantry who we serve? We serve food pantries and soup kitchens and agencies like that. What do you do if you're planning to serve 100 people and all of a sudden 150 show up?
Right. And how do you choose? How do you say these 50 don't get it and these 100 do? I mean,
so it's very tough times.
Gosh, I can only imagine.
And it's affecting a lot of people who, people like you and me, who we get up and go to work every single day and do the right thing. And 30% of the people that we help are have a full-time working person in the household.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it just goes to show even working hard doesn't always pay the bills for the food.
Right.
And you were just saying about holidays, a lot of people are more aware during Christmas time and now, but with summer being school out, it's something to think about. So do you find that this is the time of year where we're in more demand, or is there another time of year where you find it more?
We see demand every single day of the year.
Yeah,
but what we see is, hunger isn't top of mind for people in the summertime months. And so thanks to what Champion is doing, stepping forward, taking that extra step and letting us come on great programs like this with you all allows us to spread the word to people in the state of New Mexico.
We're so glad to be able to do that. I mean, New Mexicans are obviously really benefiting from this program. So what is the biggest benefit that you're finding? I mean, obviously getting the food, but anything specific that we can let people know, by participating, they're able to get a really big benefit out of this.
Yes. So for every dollar either that Champions contributes or other folks contribute, we can leverage $9 worth of food in the community.
Really?
That's the retail value of that food, yeah.
And you know what? Believe it or not, as bad as prices are, I find that $9 can go a long way, can it?
It does.
I mean, let's talk about certain foods that we're finding. I mean, is there a certain need for certain foods more than others?
You know, we will take pretty much anything. We will take, you know, if people would like us to bring soup items or boxed items, some of them you can see on the table here. But things, you know, as people are planting a garden this summer, we would love to have your produce this summer.
Great
You can bring it to us. We would be thrilled to have it. We'll get it distributed as quickly as possible. And then for people who want to make a monetary donation to the food bank, you know, these are some of the items that, you know, we can purchase on a regular basis. These are items that are staple items, are important.
All year long you can eat them.
All year long you can eat them, and we're buying them by the, you know, the truckload.
That's right. And as long as you can get to your water, you can make those pasta meals, you can make those soup dishes. I mean, and that's the key, is to be able to find ways. You know, my dad always made something called pasta fagioli, right? Yeah. And it was just beans and macaroni, and it was called the peasant soup, because back in the old days, you know, people couldn't afford to make it. But you know, if you can be resourceful, especially here in New Mexico, and look out your Champion window, and you can create a garden that you can watch grow.
Yes, you can. Yep.
It's absolutely possible.
Right.
And you guys are making it possible, and I want to let everybody know how they can contribute. Where can food be dropped off? How can they make these donations?
Obviously, they can donate directly to the food bank.
Yes.
They can also drop by our showroom at 4401 McLeod Northeast.
Okay.
It's right off I-25 on the frontage road there. And they can, you know, bring in, you know, non-perishable foods obviously there as well.
Great. And of course, on the screen you can see the details for championwindow.com/Albuquerque, so you can certainly go to that website as well to get more information, and you can call both the numbers on your screen as well. And again, the fact that if you are in the market right now for windows and you are headed to Champion, just think about the fact that your money is also going to a great cause, which makes everything that much better.
Yes.
Thank
Sonia,
you. We appreciate you having us on.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you know, taking the time for us to let us spread the good work that we're doing, and with your help that we're able to reach out to folks.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much. I appreciate both of you being here and spreading that awareness. So important. Thank you. And the original Dr. McDreamy is back on TV in a show called Falling Skies. Noah Wiley is with us after the break. Stick around.